Here's some headlines. Colorado. Colorado Rapids very close to hiring coach after extensive search. College football on CBS Sports Network. Watch Memphis, Colorado State, and Boise State. Colorado State football running with purpose. Double shooting near downtown Colorado Springs. Colorado is nation's 5th worst state for trick-or-treating. Big Telecom spent $200,000 to try to prevent a Colorado town from even talking about a city-run internet. From Denver to Douglas, county school board elections are drawing big money and plenty of partisanship. How do Colorado pizza prices compare to the rest of the country? Colorado Department's failed computer system costs taxpayers. Colorado Supreme Court decision on immigrant smuggling law could mean one man's release from prison. Kalispell star distance runner Annie Hill commits charges for a Colorado Springs police officer who fatally shot a shoplifting suspect. Allegedly, he was shoplifting. Now he's dead. And the Colorado Springs Police Department investigated themselves, found no wrongdoing. Verify what does the opioid crisis look like in Colorado. It's 9news.com. Check that out if you want to find out more information. A pair of 13-year-old boys arrested in Colorado had a kill list targeting teachers and classmates in a plot that honored ... Daily Mail, probably Columbine, what Colorado's outdoor recreation industry chief envisions for the outdoor retailer trade shows in Denver. The Colorado Hyperloop, is it more than just a pipe dream? Halloween 2017 in Colorado. Here's what you could do over the weekend. Handmaids protest Pence in Colorado golf course sign commemorates one time a husband was right. Wonder what golf course sign that is. What golf course is that? Because in Pueblo, we don't have a municipal electricity. We don't have municipal trash. We don't have municipal Wi-Fi. But you know what we do have? We got municipal golf courses. 2 golf courses, in fact. Not just one. No, just one. We got 2. No gas stations, no health care, no investments in education or infrastructure or Wi-Fi or trash or energy or electricity. But we are cornering the market with our taxpayer dollars of a fucking golf course. A tasty tradition, the Great Challah Bake, Colorado, inspired by the Shabbat Project, unites more than 700 women. Kalispell star distance runner Annie Hill commits to Colorado. So Annie Hill, welcome to Colorado. Renovations to the Pueblo Rescue Mission building are not going to be completed until December. So essentially, there's the Salvation Army. They can house up to 50 men on cold nights, but they've shifted its role to providing daytime family services at the old Jefferson School, so they're out. And that's it. The rescue missions will help, once it's built, but it'll just be 50 permanent beds for men, 40 beds for women, and then 50 mats on the floor. So that's 140. That's less than 200 places for Pueblo City. So this means that Posada is failing. Posada isn't solving the homeless situation. There aren't enough programs. People say, there's programs out there. There's money for that. Where the fuck is it? You Christians are failing. Posada, Wayside Christians, all you Christians are failing. The shooting, the parents of 51-year-old Derek Regalado. R.I.P. Derek Regalado. We need to remember Derek's name and get justice. Who the fuck killed this guy? Somebody killed Derek Regalado? Regalado got fucking killed in his own backyard. They said the police released new surveillance video that shows someone getting out of a truck and walking towards the area where a homicide victim was found. So they have a truck, and then they have a person walking towards that area. On Tuesday morning, that's just happened. It just happened 3 days ago. And they said they were dispatched to the area Monday around 9:45 p.m. So they found him. They were dispatched, shots fired, couldn't find anything. Next morning, find the guy dead. Who killed Derek? It's a very popular video, over 20,000 views. The Pueblo Police Department put this thing out. And they say that a truck turned onto Sage from southbound Pueblo Boulevard stopped. The person gets out of the truck, walks towards the victim's house. 10 minutes later, he's walking away, drives towards Pueblo Boulevard. So take a look at this video so if you can see, if you recognize the truck. And Pueblo Crime Stoppers is 719542 STOP, S-T-O-P. So check that out. We need to find justice for Derek Regalado. Why did Derek die? Why did Derek Regalado have to die? Who the fuck did this? And we got, I think, the guy's figure, the man himself, walking. So that means we'll understand the build. We'll see what kind of body frame he has, how tall he was. Maybe even, color, if he was light. And Kevin Gover, who essentially, say my name right, and then the other part is, he's all over the place. I don't know what the hell he actually stands for. My guess is he's a right-wing conservative. That's why he talks like such an asshole. He talks like such an asshole. He talks like Obama, like he's like this lofty, very smart person. I'm going to, and it's almost like in his mind, it's like, oh, I'm going to bullshit them all. I'm going to just, give this little persona, and they'll fall for it. I can't stand listening to him, and I think I could talk to the man. I think I could, as long as he drops that fucking persona. Knock it off. Talk to me. Level with me. Talk to me like a fucking person. Talk to me like a human being. Don't bullshit me. Don't talk, and then it's like there's no substance. He never gets around to saying anything. Kevin Gover, he takes his time saying a whole lot of nothing. Janet tried to give him so much time that 98.5 FM series of interviews are pretty fascinating. I think is just up there with the Pueblo debate, comparing, contrasting these things. But it was like she was begging, come on, Kevin, say something. Say something. Do you care about the homeless people, right? Well, of course, we need to always, we need to care about we can't turn our back on the homeless, but we also can't turn our back on big business. So we need to take care of big business. We need to take care of homelessness and whatever bullshit might come out of my mouth next. Who knows? I mean, I'm taking my time here. Am I going to say something interesting? Am I going to blow your mind? Probably feel on the strong mayor. The strong mayor is it's a question that's being presented to all of us, and we need to give it the due diligence. I'm not polished. I'm not as polished as all these other folks here, so I'm not giving this, this beauty pageant kind of speech. I'm not up to the beauty pageant caliber level of speeches. I am pretty. I am very, very pretty. Maybe you could just vote for me because I'm pretty, You want, and the strong mayor, when it comes to the strong mayor, if it's a good one, that's a good thing. But if it's a bad one, well, that's a bad thing. So I'm for paying attention so close to Kevin Gover. It's like covert without the T. Don't say cover. It's covert. So Kevin Gover, I noticed he flip-flopped on an issue. He flip-flopped on the street repair tax, which I'm in favor of. It's the only ballot initiative I'm in favor of. The only thing that me and Aisha Yearn agree on. Me and Aisha Yearn, we're like this when it comes to that street repair tax, right? Tiny tax to help our street repairs, all right? Jenny Paulson's against that. Fuck the streets, but she doesn't mind $315 fucking million to oppress the shit out of you. That's where taxes should be spent. Torturing the shit out of you for being poor, for being homeless, or for having a personal amount of some kind of drug on you. Adelman, Director Posada, told 5 News there used to be 2 shelter options for single homeless adults, but no more. Wayside Cross Gospel Rescue Mission and the Salvation Army. But the Salvation Army is closed. The Rescue Mission's under construction. So fuck you guys. Fuck all you homeless people. Aisha Yearn won't give a flying fuck about the homeless. Kevin Gover won't either. He won't either. He kicked Mark Aliff in the fucking nuts. Great line. But he's such a bullshitter. I don't believe a goddamn word that comes out of Kevin's mouth. And I wish I could. Because it's like you pull for people, right? Like if you're in the audience and there's a comedian and they're not doing great, you pull them. Like, come on. Yes, we want you to, rock rock the house. Say something funny. Say something cool. Say something inspiring. Say something, that we all can get behind. And hurry up. Aisha Urin's response to the homelessness question, she does not give a damn about the homeless whatsoever. She just does not care about them. The only thing she cares about the homeless, I think it's actually, there's a conservative argument about the homeless. You want to reduce the crime and you want people to not be so damn desperate and, possibly pissing in your lawn and taking a dump on your porch. Get them a fucking home. Get them a fucking home. If they have something to fight for, if they have something that is their, give them a little tent. Give them a little tent on some, give them, an old abandoned house. Give them something. So it's like, if they have something to fight for, it's also the argument for land reform. But give people something to fight for. Now they understand. Now they understand ownership and capitalism and private enterprise. But what the fuck does a homeless person have? Their damn shopping cart full of fucking trash that some other fucking homeless person is probably going to rob and steal half of that shit? Why the fuck would they give a shit about property, the rules of property? The reason why I'm in favor of a street repair tax, we have bad streets. And how are we going to get better streets unless we have, some money to fix those streets? We need to fix our streets. Tiny little tax, fix our streets. How can we go wrong? I don't think we could go wrong. Now, as a right-wing conservative Republican pretending to be a politician, I'm against taxes. So, wait, did I say that I was for the street repair tax? No, I meant no, I'm not for the street repair tax. And let me tell you why. I'm not for a street repair tax because, taxes. $315 million for the jail. We're going to be getting $18 million for 2B, $36 million for 300. So I guess what I'm saying, once we've spent $36 million on 300 for that crazy boondoggle, the spruce goose, come on. So I'm not polished. But once we spend $36 million on 300, we got 24 new cops doing, God knows, who knows what, purging, right? So we get 24 purging cops, and then we get 2B, and then that's an infinite tax, so it starts out with 18 million. It could be increased infinitely throughout the years. 36 million, 18 million, 315 million on the jail. I mean, after we've already spent, 315, 400 million, a couple $1 billion, $1 per household for street repair tax. We just don't need, taxes are too high. I mean, once we spend all that money on the jail, Ministry of Love, and all the corruption, and I watched that surveillance video of wherever it looks like a business. There's a bunch of empty parking spots in front of this business. It's a surveillance camera, but all you see is a silhouette of a man. You can barely tell how tall it is. You see a couple of headlights. You see some vehicle pull off to the side. It said it was a truck, so I couldn't even really identify that it was a truck. So it doesn't really, fuck. It's almost like, why even have surveillance video at all? Because they got the people who's walking to the thing, they got the vehicle, but you can't tell who the hell they are. So perhaps not enough light. If we had solar trees, if we had greater walkability, if we actually did have neighborhoods who had the power. But yeah, so the video, I was not impressed with the video. They did get 20,000 views, so if they uploaded it to YouTube and monetized it, they could offset the cost and maybe hire their own police officers by raising. I thought it was odd that school boards, they have to go through all this rigmarole, selling brownies and shit in order to make money, right? They try to come up with these, Kenny O'Neill's got probably about 20 plans, 20 ideas of how to save money, including using solar power and selling the billboard, using the name, using buildings, using a whole bunch of shit. So he's trying to figure out how to raise money without raising taxes. And that's genius. That's the kind of thinking that we need, right? I mean, raise revenue without raising taxes? Come on, that's perfect. So school boards have to sell brownies and, bake sales and shit in order to get supplies and pay for this or that thing. But when it comes to the police, they just have their hand out. Like, can you raise taxes and give us some money? Why don't you get a bake sale? Why don't you sell some brownies? Why don't you figure out how to generate revenue, or, not just find controversy about using some of the reserves in order to pay the teachers. So the teachers union is flexing their muscles. So I say, pay the teachers what they want. But this, I don't know what side John Pompeo is actually on. So from a reserve balance of just under 13 million or 11.1% of the budget, recurrent financial commitments could draw down total reserves to as low as $1.8 million. What are the reserves for? Just to remain financially solvent. They just want to sit on a bunch of fucking money. And then it's saying, well, it's even worse because D60 has 500 students less. So that means the enrollment for D60 Pueblo City schools are going down. And then they're saying, well, if that count remains, that's $1 million. That's $1 million in less in state funding. Why don't you make school fun and interesting and, have a discovery-based model? Go ahead and factor in all these repairs. These buildings are in disarray. $1 million for the first phase of electrical repairs at East High School, but they might close East High School. They might just shut East High School down. Who gives a damn, right? Price tag for the entire project, possible $3 million, $300,000 for an air handler at Centennial High School, $300,000 for a boiler replacement at South High School, $750,000 for electrical repairs at Corwin International Magnet School. I mean, goodness gracious. I mean, if we fix all these buildings up, the kids might actually get a decent education. Maybe if we get democracy. You think we might get some democracy in the classrooms? Do you think the turnout rate will be higher than 35%? You think there's a connection between the lack of democracy in the classroom and the lack of democracy in society? Is anybody listening? Is anybody paying attention? So Gonzalez is getting a little testy here. $500 million. We have repairs in our schools at a total $500 million, $500 million to fully renovate its aging facilities. So Bob Lawson, D60's executive director of facilities. Gonzalez is pissed off. Like, what? $500 million? $500 million. I'm not going to be irresponsible with taxpayers' money. If it's not there, it's not there. We've been called a lot of things. Idiots, dysfunctional, whatever you want to call it. Dysfunctional, and it was a majority. It was a Macaluso consensus. You all don't have democracy within the school board, so there's no democracy anywhere in the school system. It's a totalitarian system. It's totalitarian. 100% compliance. They're actually controlling your kids' minds. And then you're going to get a Dottie Calhoun on there, and Dottie Calhoun doesn't give a damn that you wasted 13 years of your kids' lives, and that sucks. So Gonzalez is saying, like, the people are saying we don't love our teachers, that we're idiots and dysfunctional, whatever. You called us a name, and that was really, really rude of you. It wasn't rude to put, baby in a corner, right? That's not rude. I'm tired of hearing that. I'm tired. I was an educator for 33 years. People got to come together because this is real. This is real. So Gonzalez goes on, that never gets printed. We just get bashed. It's getting old. I've got people that don't talk to me anymore because they just don't think I respect them because I can't give them what they want. This board isn't hiding money, keeping it from our teachers. Dottie Calhoun is probably the only person that I know without a doubt could not stand Charlotte Macaluso's oppression. She couldn't stand it, right? Always being loved and then having somebody else just boss her around. She might rationalize it. She'll have to be submissive now in order to be the boss later on, some kind of shit like that. But I feel Latino said that it's a nightmare scenario, a powder keg ready to blow at any time. 23 of the district's 32 schools are in critical stages as far as condition. So this isn't just a school district problem, it's a Pueblo problem. So Dottie Calhoun is the only person that I think that would definitely stand up to Charlotte Macaluso. Macaluso would also respect Dottie, right? Because she has to, right? She can't just talk crazy to her like, she's to hell with the men, right? Like she's just a stupid man. To hell with the men, like Donald Trump says. To hell with the men. Yeah, okay. That's a fucking problem there. But Dottie Calhoun would stand up to the superintendent, but what would she stand for? So she's saying scrap the board. I think she would be the one that would say fire the superintendent, the first person to say fire the superintendent. but she doesn't think that after 13 years our children should have wings and they should be prepared for the world. She says that's on the parent to do. Lori Winter said the decision on extended loan was postponed Monday, but I think that was the last moment that she could have actually made any decision. The first Tuesday, that'll be, well, I guess actually November and December, because they don't actually sit until January. So she's going to have decision-making power for a month or two. So she's sitting there talking about Sanchez and his business. It's weird how Peter Roper wrote this article. He said what's ironic about this is when they were having the conversation about whether or not Sanchez could take money, I think it's from Petco, the half-cent sales tax for job recruitment. It's fucking Petco, $60 million in Petco. Now, I don't know, he keeps on saying half-cent tax revenue. It's like he's trying to not call it Petco anymore. It's too recognizable, right? Like Obamacare. No, it's the Affordable Care Act. No, it's fucking Petco. So Petco is going to give some more money out to this guy. He's going to get a loan, $150,000, whether to give the business a 2-year extension on a $150,000 employment loan. So he was given $150,000. He was supposed to employ 11 people, and that was 2013. Now he has 3. He used that $150,000 loan. He only has 3 employees. He's the owner of the business at 126 South Oneida Street. So this is Walter Bruin's company. So we're helping the Walter Bruin's company out. Somehow we're helping the Walter Bruin's company out. Peter Roper is like, it's ironic that graffiti was on Walter Bruin's company the same moment City Council was debating this. As if what? City Council put them up to it? Is that what Peter Roper is suggesting? He's suggesting that City Council put some graffiti artist up to tagging Walter Bruin's company while they were sitting there arguing about it. That's what it's suggesting. And it said the graffiti said, you deserve this. Ryan Severance writes this article, juvenile with multiple warrants arrested. And they're like, well, he was walking around. He's a juvenile. We can't say who he was or what any of it. But he had 3 active felony warrants. But let's respect his privacy. 3 active felony warrants. And what the fuck is a felony? Is a felony just meth? I mean, I thought felonies are like murder, rape, violent criminal, watch out, armed and dangerous. But, you know, people are just passing out felony warrants like it ain't shit these days. And they said that eventually he went to Pueblo Youth Services Center. So he's going to juvenile court. He was just walking around Northern and Beulah Avenue at 4:30 in the morning. And he was just, you know, walking there. He fled minutes before in a stolen green Honda. So he's going around robbing fucking cars. So I'm glad he was arrested. But who is he? And what's going to happen with him? And is he going to come back on here? We're going to say 48-year-old Sean Lumen of Colorado Springs was arrested Tuesday on a warrant for aggravated motor vehicle theft. He's in Pueblo County Jail in lieu of a $20,106 bail. It's very important, $6. If you come in with $20,000 and $105, don't even think about it. Don't even come here with $1 short. $20,000 is enough. 106. Okay. So then Thomas Michael Nieverth, 35 years old, 600 block of South Meyer Drive in Pueblo West, was arrested Tuesday on a warrant for second-degree burglary. He was no longer listed on the jail roster Wednesday night. So, yeah, burglary, these seem like actual criminals that should be in our jail system, not homeless, not nonviolent criminals, not simple drug possession, not petty, dumb, fucking loitering bullshit. James Asbury Jr., he writes, jail for roaches. He's like, these damn criminals, you know, they're thieves and thugs and killers and child molesters and rapists. Every single one of those people should be in fucking jail, contributing nothing to society. That was their choice. Good job. Absolutely, James Asbury Jr. We need to throw just the hard fucking criminals. Every single one of them are people that deserve to be in jail. The people that don't deserve to be in jail are the ones who have nonviolent offenses, petty drug possessions, they're homeless, they're poor, some dumb shit. They look the cop in the eye and the cop is corrupt and, you know, some menacing, some bullshit. You know, there's bullshit that happens. And so I would say probably 50% of the people that have arrested that are in that jail don't deserve the fucking shitty, squalid conditions that you provided. All those thieves, thugs, killers, child molesters, and rapists, they deserve a shitty, fuck them, right? Who gives a shit about Here's a shocker, right? James Asbury Jr., he's sitting there saying he don't give a shit, right? Go ahead and build a fucking brand new jail. Give him a whole bunch of fucking money. The whole point about it was 4 years ago they had all these violations, human rights violations. They didn't do shit about it. So that's hypocritical. Now they're using all these shitty fucking conditions to say we need a brand new jail. So James Asbury Jr. just ate it up. He ate that propaganda up. He was like, I don't care about their feelings, and yes, I will support raising everybody's taxes. I do support $315 million. $315 million to be raised over 30 years so we can give shelter to the homeless, at least the criminals. The homeless criminals now have shelter, but just the homeless, we're going to wait for them to commit a crime before we actually shelter them. I don't hear James Asbury Jr. talking about the homeless like he gives a shit. He sounds like IE. There's a guy who was driving a car who's from Boone, 29-year-old Matthew DeVries on Highway 50 around mile marker 328 around 8:15 p.m. on Tuesday, flipped his van over. He's driving a van eastbound in the left-hand lane. The van drifted into the center median. He overcorrected, causing the vehicle to go off-road and rolled 2 times. DeVries was thrown from the van, died at the scene, said Colorado State Patrol. Drugs were being considered as a factor in the crash. However, it's still under investigation. So considered a factor, but still under investigation. So what fucking drug is in there? Is it alcohol? It's probably alcohol, right? Or caffeine? He's probably all doped up on Mountain Dew. Pueblo Socialist want to be the voice for the marginalized by John Pompeo. So this is an interesting. John Pompeo actually wrote a nice little article about the Pueblo Socialist. So before we were sitting there talking about how we don't have homeless shelters, how there's no compassion or love. It's a dog-eat-dog capitalist society. That's how America has always been. Ever since I've been born, we had the Cold War for 50 years. So there were capitalists, there were communists here in Pueblo in the 1950s that was arrested for being communist. There's, 2 of them. It was a husband and wife couple. So that's, I like where we're at today. I like the fact that you're allowed to be socialist and you have articles written about you. I don't know, I was very skeptical. This is a Republican rag. And then the last time they mentioned them, they were trying to associate them with all these, radical groups. And so it seemed like they were trying to disparage them. But this was a nicely, take a look at it. The chieftain actually ran a decent article about socialist and socialism and how the capitalists